Well, one of the biggest problems that companies have right now is that they are really, really struggling to access good quality data from their own organization. And it ranges. You've got customers that really struggle to get their own custom and client data from their own business, something that's simple, versus some others who are a bit more advanced but are struggling to kind of access the data quick enough. So in terms of what's happening with integration, it's all about now bringing all the different systems together within an organization, matching them with all the bulk email tools, social media tools, call center, and putting those into one to streamline this kind of string of pearls of communication, which we call a journey. So integration is really about communicating in a much better way with your customers and clients. If you can imagine that a marketing team or advertising agency or any kind of one involved in marketing for an organization can have a marketing window into their whole organization. So instead of right now picking up the phone and going, IT guy, I need this database, the IT guy says, well, I have to get approval from this person. 3 weeks later, it eventually comes in a CSV spreadsheet with not the right fields in it. And then you have to try and deal with that from a marketing perspective. That's a nightmare, and that's why a lot of digital marketing doesn't happen the way it should. With integration, you can now say, gee, I've got this marketing window, I'm a marketer, and I can access this query, I can pull this data from here, run this campaign straight away, pull it into all these different channels. So suddenly you've got this entire plethora of marketing opportunities available to you. And ultimately what that means is much better communication, which we call communication journeys, between the brand and its consumer. There's two different types of journeys. There's what we call operational or workflow journeys, which occur when triggers happen within the business. So your car's about to be delivered, that triggers a particular communication journey, or parts have arrived, that triggers a particular communication journey within the workflow process, and that happens in real time. Now that's really, really exciting because you can do amazing things. So an operational person just flags a particular status, bang, it triggers a particular piece of communication or communication journey, and that has marketing opportunities with it. But the example I'll give you, just to really be simplified, would be something we call FAFing. Now FAFing is our little term we came up with, which essentially stands for fire and forget. So what allows anyone to do within an organization, but the example I'll give you is for sales. If somebody picks up the phone and makes a phone call, and it's a sales rep, the whole idea is that they should start FAFing. And what that means is, once they finish with that call, win, lose, or draw, whatever happened with that call, fire and forget, put the customer's details in there, and immediately trigger a journey in episode 1, episode 2, episode 3 that automatically follows up on that prospect. Now, if the phone call is done well, that means you're now the person on the other end of the phone is now has agreed to get value-added content. So you don't just try and sell something over the phone, you try and get their permission to send them some amazing content. So that concept of FAFing basically means that the sales rep can fire and forget, push a button, forget about it, and now that sales rep will automatically, without them knowing about it, be continuously nurturing that prospect in the background. Now that doesn't have to be sales. That could also be in a call center environment. Somebody phones in with a complaint. The complaint gets handled. Right now what tends to happen is there's a survey. Was the complaint on a scale of 1 to 4, how well was it resolved? Now they can hit a little button that says send this particular journey out. And it'll automatically send a series of communication depending on the type of complaint that will keep in touch with that individual. So that's the nature of the journey versus the nature of kind of linear communication thinking.